Recoil, this is Megan. Megan, this is Recoil.
Hi, Megan.
Hi. Hi.
She's the one that's doing the badass street luge that we were talking about.
Yeah, I totally want to do that.
Yeah, and it really would be worth the consequences if it went bad.
I'll never forget the time my dad was all pissed off because my cousin and I took the garden hose and turned the entire driveway into a sheet of ice for our runner sleds. We lived on the side of a mountain.
We actually, me and my little brother, his brother that passed away, when we were kids, we took 55-gallon barrels and we got inside them and rolled down the hill back behind our house when we were like 6 years old. And it wasn't like the metal barrels, it was those cardboard ones. So if you hit a rock, you felt it.
Totally. God.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it feels like to go down in a bobsled. It feels like you're being thrown down a hill in a garbage pail. So.
What was that movie that John Candy done with the Jamaicans?
Yeah, Cool Runnings.
Yes, that's what I was trying to think of this morning when we were talking.
That's fucking great.
I love that movie. All right, I'm muting out.
All right, I'm going to push the button.
I'm mutating.
I'm muted.
Please remember, the views and opinions expressed by this show or any other show on DV Radio and its guests are strictly those of said individuals and do not reflect those of the DV Radio staff nor the staff of Dysfunctional Veterans.
Get it started in here. Get this party started on a Saturday night. I'm on the highway to hell all night long.
Cause I got friends in low places where
online and on the go on your mobile device.
Listeners' discretion is advised.
This is Barracks Talk. It's DV Radio.
Google broke the toilet.
But I think I just broke my desk.
Tonight, Google is planning on taking over the world.
You can dip Brussels sprouts in chocolate to make them look like cake pops.
$15 is a little steep for a bag of dicks. It should be like $14.99.
I'm pretty easy to please.
Not even want to touch it as much as I want to.
Are you sure?
And we just went there.
Boom, 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 boom.
Because this is how it is on DV Radio. Yeah, you listen to the podcast there, young man.
You're tuned in to WDVR on dvradio.net or by searching DV Radio on your TuneIn app on your favorite mobile device.
Because this is how it is on DV Radio.
That is how it is right here on Barracks Talk Live. This is dvradio.net, WDVR on Bonerwood. We got DV6, Oink, and Mr. Recoil in here. We don't have Google tonight because, well, she got mad at DV6 and left him. Anyway, how's everybody doing this evening?
I am fantastic. Thanks for asking.
Great.
Doing good up here in the frozen tundra.
And how are you out in my yard there, Six?
I just figured out how to unmute the mic. I was about to run up the handicap ramp to your house. You can't sneak up on Bo. That thing creaks like you wouldn't believe.
Oh, so what you got for us tonight, Six?
I don't have your handicap ramp. I can't fix that.
Oh, it is March 30th, 2019, for those that were wondering.
And 2019.
Yep, 2019. Yep.
He might have left that out, but
that's actually for me for the podcast, for like if I gotta have Oink or Frosty to go back through and listen to shit. Which we've been doing a lot of. What?
No, go.
No?
Here we fucking go. We just have a normal show.
Go for it.
The normal show.
Banana.
Ugh. Let's see. Hopefully I can make it through my segment and then go to bed. All right.
Then you can come back and do stupid news.
No, that's going to be Mr. Pig. He's trying out for Google's job. So it's always good to switch up once. Unless you're married, and then you get in trouble.
Then he's got to do junk that's in the news and the dishes.
So for those who don't know, I am camped out in Bo's front yard in my hillbilly mobile command post. I didn't quite park it on the flat ground, so I'm at an incline. So if you hear me fall off, that's because I slid off the bench. But it's great. I gotta say, the welcoming committee involves a bunch of dogs, one that's loose, and her name's Daisy, and I'll be in the kitchen, and I'll just glance out the door, and the screen, I have the screen door up, and I'll see the space there. Don't scare me for a second. It's just the dog sat right in front of the screen door, staring in, waiting for anything to come out that door, food-wise. And that's great. And then there's Duke at my 12 o'clock, and then at my 3 o'clock is Bandit. And then Huey, the fucking parrot, she's got balls. You open that door, she's out the camper, and she finds the truck, and then hangs out in the truck. So I've just given up. I've left it there. Bo's got a huge yard, and today I was hanging out with, can I say his name?
Yeah, I've said his name before.
I was hanging out with Joe, and he's the adult of the house. And he was working in his shop, so I'm sitting at the table out front of his shop, and I'm pretty far away from the camper. So the bird's screaming her head off. So I said, fuck it. Come on, Huey. So I yelled, come on. That bird, she took off. She flew towards me. She barely made it, but she landed inside the dog's chained-in circle. I managed to grab the bird before the dog did, but she ran out of gas. But it was a good clip. That's a good distance from one end of his yard to the end of the next. So, anyhow, I'm down here in don't say the name. What's the street name? Don't say that either. What's the number?
962.
Oh, yeah. Send him to the meth lab.
Fantastic.
I don't think we've ever told that story.
We passed out a few hundred of the winter survival kits. I have 40 or 50 left. I plan on going out again tomorrow into the woods this time. We were supposed to do that Friday. Friday we went to Urban Ministries, the Servant House. These were all nonprofits in Greensboro, North Carolina, and a lot of great organizations doing really good work with homeless vets and homeless people at large. You definitely can. I like walking in these places and seeing what it's like. Everybody does things differently, and especially when you have a real operation where, you got a budget and you got tons of money. But you can definitely tell, like, the one vet house I went to, it's a long-term rehab like we have up in New Hampshire. They have 20 beds, we have 5. And when I hung out with them for about a half hour, shooting the shit with them. And they were in good spirits. They were bitching about the place, which is always a good sign that they're doing something right. But they were, well fed, and the place was clean, and they were great. Then I went to the next one, and I'm sure they're doing a good job there, but this one's one of the big ones in downtown Greensboro. And I swear to God, I thought it was on the set of the movie Zombies or something. It was that bad. Just,
Yeah, I think you compared it to The Walking Dead when you got here.
The Walking Dead, that's what it was. Now this is one that has it's a huge homeless outreach facility. I won't say which one it was. And the staff were great, but they have regular, homeless people there, not just veterans. They have a section that's for veterans. But there were people passed out on the sidewalk and people drooling and stuff. I was like, wow, what a difference. That's why you really got to appreciate when, what place you go to. You can be surrounded by that and that can bring you down. It reminds me of being in downtown Boston, some of the shelters there. But all in all, it was a good time. The weather cooperated. Beautiful city. A big shout out to PTSDog, JJ, and his wife for helping, and his dog. His dog, Skeeter, his service dog, had a few of those bags strapped to his back. He's as big as a horse. That was pretty cool.
I swear, when you panned over to Skeeter, it looked like he had saddlebags.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
We're talking about the video that is up on DV. If you click on the video tab, it's easier to find. Go check that out. It's a short video. I'm doing my best to keep the video short and sweet and to the point. But what else? The hospitality down here, I gotta say, in North Carolina is kind of great. You know, people see the truck, the logo, and I didn't tell you this, but when I went to that one gas station I go to get the ethanol-free fuel.
Right.
And a couple guys come up to me and said, "Can we make a donation?" I was like, "Yeah, what, like, can we give it to you?" And I said, "I'd rather not. I don't, it's not like I can write receipts and all that." I said, "If you want to donate, though," and I showed him the sign. It says right there, dvfarm.org. So
cool.
Anyhow, but I've had that happen. It got me thinking. That's happened more down here than it's ever happened up north. Never happened. Where people want to donate, and I'm reluctant to take. The only time I've taken money is that one guy when I just left on the road trip last Saturday. Remember, I was on the road and I told you that guy said, "Here's $20.
Yeah.
Organization." I says, "No, I can't take it." And he said, "You're gonna just take it, put it in your pocket?" I said, "I can't." So I threw it in the bed of the truck and walked away. I'm like, so he came back out, and I had the DV Farm info card, the big postcard thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I says, "Here, sir, here's what we are, and there's the address and information on it." He said, "I know exactly who you are. I hear you want Howie Carr all the time." I go, "Oh, shit." All right.
We need to do one of those, like they do the big political signs on the back of a flatbed truck that stands straight up and they're strapped down. We need to do that with a DV Farm sign and go across country.
Huh? Yeah. Well, if we could do that, but we can't fix the camper, I don't know. Or, can't get the horse stalls built.
Right.
Oh, God, I almost let that out, what I was going to say. Why? But, never mind. But, and it's nice, my wife is very understanding and because we're separated, the sacrifices we go through. But she just sounds happier since I left. I suspect.
Yeah, she was all cheery when you called her the other morning.
You heard her on the phone, right?
Yeah.
That's not the woman I met. I mean, that was the one I dated. That's not the woman I married.
First words out of her mouth.
Hello?
Right?
Then when they hang up, bye-bye. Like, what the fuck's going on?
I can only believe it's my meds so many times,
Right.
Got a knife in your back? It's the meds. I'm sorry, honey. Yeah. You're in a good mood? It's the meds, honey. Don't ask.
Shit. That's great.
Yeah. So, what else is going on? Big announcement. I know people have been asking on the page about the challenge coins. They're coming, not right this second. Starting Monday, unfortunately April Fool's Day, starting Monday, we're going to promote the farm coins again. We got a batch of 1,000 coming in, and we're trying to raise some money for the farm. So look for that Monday. What else? We got events coming up over the summer. We're going to do flags for our forgotten soldiers again, and all kinds of stuff. So, and that's all I got. What's going on, Bo? Now that I shot the shit, we can get into politics now. And oh, wait. Funny story. You guys are gonna like this, and I want I told Bo this already, Rico. And Pig, you can chime in on this too. You know how we catch shit with we're DV, right? Well, I'm at the rehab place, the one that had the 20 beds, and I'm shooting the shit with the guys. And they seem like great guys, you know, good spirits and trying to clean up their act and get back into society. And they were unloading the bed of the truck, and they saw the I survived the VA window decal on my back window. And they're like, "Oh, that's cool." I says, "Well, yeah." I says, "Here's, you know," I told them a quick story of like how I went from the streets, started the company, and then started the rehab, you know, with the money that the people spent buying the t-shirts. He said, "T-shirts?" Yeah, like this one. I said, "I might have, if you guys, you know, one guy was helping, he was in a wheelchair, the motorized putt-putt thing, like Bo's got. And he goes, 'You got any bumper stickers? I'd love to have some for the back of my wheelchair.' So I have a stash in the truck. So next thing you know, I got everybody surrounding me. Can I have one? Oh my God, the VA one. I love that. Giving vets a second chance to die for their gun. You want one? Yeah. And then here comes 20 other motherfuckers. I'll take one. What else you got? Leave me alone. Oh, I love that. It's going on the back of my car. That one's going on the back of my wheelchair. I go, whoa, 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 whoa. And they're like, what? I'm like, listen up now. I'm serious now. You got to be careful with this. I go, what do you mean? I says, you sure you like this? This is funny. I says, well, I thought so too at the beginning. But there's a guy out there, and he says he speaks for you and says, these are not good for veterans. You know, it makes us look bad. Who the fuck is this guy? So I told him. And you know what they said? Who? You don't talk for me. He said, that fat fuck don't talk for me. So I showed him a few videos where, you know, they're speaking of the veteran community. I was like, really? They're saying it? I was like, yeah. I was like, my God. So somebody got to stick up their ass? But they cleaned me out. They took every fucking bumper sticker, all the different ones. And then if they were a Marine, they took the Mattis, I got those Mattis night camp ones. So it was great. They had a great sense of humor. But I did caution them. You know, I did my due diligence. You know, you sure you know, you don't want to get in trouble in the community. Who speaks for us? But,
wow.
I was telling him, think about it. I said, somebody trying to protect you. I don't need no fuck. Where were they when we were homeless? I said, you got a point there, Bill.
I'm just a Bill. Anyway.
But that was fun. That was fun handing those out. I wish I had some shirts. And then one guy had a POV. I was like, he's mechanized homeless. He went from shopping cart to a POV. So he was putting them on his window. Where the hell was I going with this story? Oh, I said, well, the parking cards. He says, hey, come here. Since you drive, you know how people can't park you. I fucking hate it. So here you go. Here's some parking cards.
Jesus.
Mechanized homeless.
I love it.
What a fucking awesome phrase.
We need to do an ad for mechanized homeless people.
Somebody, when we hired the one civilian at the, a couple years ago, when we started working for us, I was working late at the warehouse, and we were out front, and he says, Mike, come here. He said, you think, what do you call those guys, homeless or something? Or he says, do you think that guy's homeless? And he was going by with a shopping cart. I go, yeah. I said, you know what kind, right? He goes, no. I said, mechanized homeless. You know? And he laughed, but then felt guilty for laughing. Well, what the fuck? That's funny. You know, that's what we call them when we were on the street. Anybody pushing the shopping cart was mechanized.
That's what I love about people that don't get my jokes or don't realize that I actually cannot walk. Then I say something, that is so insensitive, Bo. Why? Why would you say such a thing?
You got me yesterday with the, you said something like you
got up to go back outside to your camper. We were working yesterday, myself and DB6, and he got this little tray table that we have in the house, and he put his laptop on it and all, and he started working. Right. So he got ready to go outside. He said, this will be all right while I'm out, right? It won't get knocked over. I was like, not unless I get over there. and walk around. And he was like, he just looked at me. His eyes got so
It
big.
took me a second. He said, "I'm like, you might want to put it away. I might trip over it." And I just kind of, you know how like the gears kicked in, but we didn't go anywhere. It was like a jerky start, like in a clutch.
Yeah,
that's what was my mind when he did that. He made a cripple joke. It's not funny though. Cripple is a disease.
Oh shit. Oh my god. But yeah, it is 20 minutes after the hour. You did forget to mention how people can donate when you were talking about those 6 besides dvfarm.org. Do you want me to go over it really quick?
We need to take listeners in for this part and let them do this part.
Why?
Because they probably do it better than I do. There's many ways to give. Smile.amazon.com. When you shop on Amazon, select DV Farm as your charity of choice, and a portion of the sale will go to DV Farm. Last quarter, all you fuckers raised, for that quarter, we hit over $2,200 for the quarter from Amazon, and it keeps growing. Every purchase counts. Every person using smile.amazon.com, it all adds up. When we first started this, we got like $30 one quarter.
Yeah.
And it was 100, and it was a few hundred, and it was 1,000.
Just to put into perspective how much that actually helps. When we first started telling everybody that Smile Amazon done this, people were making fun of the fact that it's only 0.5% of the shopping cart. Well, our first check that we got was just under $500. So
smaller than that.
So imagine how many people it took, or how many items in their shopping cart it took, and that's how much it actually made us. So it actually adds up over time.
And you will get notifications from Smile.Amazon. If you're an Amazon user, it will send you, because I know Doc sent me his screenshot, and it shows what the farm receives and what your donations have added up to. So it's a great way to keep track and see the power of what's going on. We really appreciate it, because we are not federally or state funded. We are going to work on that this year, because I have to start hiring staff to cover some of the stuff. I am not getting any younger. So, anyhow. And we still need a passenger van for the farm, desperately. I'm going to work on that in April. So, I'll be coming with hat in hand. What else? You can like and share any of the posts. You can donate directly. You can purchase one of the farm coins that are going to be offered for sale Monday and stuff like that. But I just forgot what I was going. Oh, and it all goes for a great cause. DV Farm is a long-term rehab for our homeless vets. We're doing what we can to help those. In addition to that, anything you buy at the DV store supports the cause and the mission. Like this week, I'm in North Carolina passing out the last of the winter survival bags for this year. We've been in states of Ohio, Georgia, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, obviously Texas. Where else did I overnight at? Tennessee?
I believe so, yeah.
Oklahoma. And it's okay in Oklahoma.
Is it?
Anyhow, so that's it. Did I do enough? Now let's get back to the humor.
I guess it's all right.
Well, I heard we got a fucking hell of a show, but I don't want to step on your crippled toes.
Yeah, but really quick to add on to what Six was saying about the donations.
To piggyback off of what Six said.
Yeah, on March 28th when he done the video, that was Thursday, talking about giving out the homeless bags over the weekend. Thank you to everybody that donated on that post. We got over $1,500 just on that video. So thank you. And like he said, it all goes to the DB Farm. Yes, we have a hell of a show tonight. We actually have a guest tonight coming on sometime in the show. She went from enlisted to E6, then got lost in the woods and became a first lieutenant. Megan Henry is going to be on tonight after the break.
Not second lieutenant?
Well, she's now first lieutenant, so.
Yeah, but you said she went from E6.
Hey, shut the hell up. Semantics. So fucking mantics, alright? She is also third-ranked Team USA skeleton athlete. If you don't know what that is, well, it's an awesome fucking ice luge thing that she's going to explain. And whose crickets
It's like
are
some serious head first shit.
Yeah, yeah, it really is. Shit that me and Recoil would definitely do, even though you would get sent into a coma if shit went south.
Fuck yeah, I'd totally risk paralysis for that.
Oh, yeah. And she is also a blood clot survivor, so she's going to tell us about that. And she's trying to be the first military female to grace the cover of Jetset magazine. And if you want to vote, the link will be in the chat room on dvradio.net/chat in a little bit. I think I also dropped it a few minutes ago.
And Bo will put it up on the DV Radio page. So this week, when you're listening to this in podcast, like today's Tuesday, you can go to DV Radio and find it.
Well, if DV6 would let me finish, Tuesday is actually the last day that you have to vote, I believe. So you have to vote now to help her get first and be on the cover of Jetset magazine. Let's see. I think we also, we're going to talk about Up in Arms and Media Loader Sandwich, obviously. Recoil, how's your week been going?
Fantastic.
What was that?
Of course, I'm totally fucking lying, but yeah, my week's been fine.
All right. Am I the only one hearing the crickets or whatever that hissing sound is?
I don't hear it.
Let me go shut my windows. The generator might be bleeding through.
That might be what it is.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to mute. How about now? Tell me now.
Nope, we're good. We're good. That's what it is. And some
crickets?
I don't know what the hell it is. It just
It's
sounds
a generator. I just told you.
I don't know what the fuck it was. Jesus Christ.
All right, we six needs to start selling these at the store.
What's that?
I just watched a video where some girl was going through the airport and put a sticker of an outlet on the wall and then stood back and watched people trying to plug their fucking phones into it.
I've seen that. That is fucking hilarious. That just goes to show that we are a society that now lives off of our phones. We cannot survive without them. Actually,
that look of disappointment, that moment of excitement when they see the receptacle, and the look of disappointment when they're like doink doink.
Why won't it go in the hole?
Not enough lube,
Try
babe.
spitting on it, it still won't go in.
Holy hell. Oh my God.
Gotta use a fork.
You remember she hates when that happens.
You guys remember the Seinfeld episode where Kramer helped Elaine to disable that cat feeder in the apartment next to her, and he took the paperclip and he licked both ends and he stuck it in the outlet? Oh my God. Shit. Where are we going? Where have we been?
To break.
Oh my God. But we do have an awesome interview coming up after the break. What the fuck is a Seinfeld? Well, if you don't know what a Seinfeld is, Toden, I feel very sorry for you. You had a very depressing 90s era. That's a show about nothing. That's about something. Sounds like a show. Well, it was a show about nothing that was about something. Jesus, I'm arguing with the chat room about what son. Okay. Woo. But yeah, everybody, put it on your calendars. DV Farm Coins are relaunching April 1st. That's next Monday, this coming Monday. Hopefully I'll have this podcast up March 31st so everybody can listen in and hear tonight's interview as well as hear all of this stuff that we've got going on. Like DB6 said, thank you all for your support for the DV Farm, DV Radio, DV as a whole. Thank each and every one of you. I think we'll go to break really quick, come back, talk to Megan, see what the hell a skeleton athlete is, because I know everybody was like, what the hell is a skeleton athlete? And
they're not zombies.
I'll keep my thoughts to myself on that. And the break, you'll hear about PTSDog show that's airing tomorrow night, and we'll talk about that after Megan's interview. But until then, you are listening to Barracks Talk right here on dvradio.net, WDVR.
DV Radio.
This week on the Service Dog Show with PTSDog, I talk with DV Doc about a service dog registry being run at his VA medical center, contrary to Department of Veterans Affairs regulations.
There's always that initial, okay, I'm going to hurt somebody phase, but you need to take a breath, take a step back, and compose yourself. It's a lot better and more helpful to other vets to correctly fight the battle than it is to throw down.
That's the Service Dog Show with PTSDog right here on DV Radio, WDVR.
You're listening to WDVR, only on DVRadio.net.
And while you were listening to the break here on Barracks Talk for DV Radio, Oink and I were talking about Thundercats and Snarf and Nursemaids, which I just found out look after young Lion-O, apparently. Anyway, we are back to Barracks Talk on DVRadio.net, WDVR. Bonerwood, we got Recoil, Oink, and DV6 with us tonight. No Google. Like I said, she got mad at 6 and left it. Not really, but it sounds good, and it's hilarious. Anyway, we've got Megan on tonight. Are you there, ma'am? I have to call you ma'am because you're an officer, so I have to respect. Anyway, how you doing tonight?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming on and actually posting to the radio page. I'll ask you how you found that in a minute, but for our listeners, could you give us a little bit of your military background and what led you up to you're in the Army Reserves, I believe, at this point?
Yeah. Sure. So I actually enlisted after college. I always kind of wanted to join the Army, but I played sports in college. So for me to like do ROTC at the same time kind of wasn't, that logical for me, just because my sports took up so much of my time and I would have had no life whatsoever. Right. So I decided to join after college. I enlisted. I did go into the Army Reserve because I wanted to get my graduate degree at the same time. And then I somehow stumbled into skeleton. I was recruited for that, and I know we'll get into that a little bit more. But when I first joined, because I had a bachelor's, everybody was like, oh, you need to go to OCS and be an officer right away. And I really wanted to be an enlisted soldier first. I didn't want to. I already knew what the reputation was for officers, right. So I was like, no. Before I do that, I'm going to be an enlisted soldier and know what that's like. And so years go by, and then I decided that I would switch over to commission, and I actually direct commissioned, which is pretty rare for anybody outside of like lawyers, doctors, and things like that. I wanted to do that because I had already missed a year because of blood clots, and I'll elaborate on that too, but I didn't want to go through miss another year of competing, basically. So I went and I decided I was going to try and direct commission, even though it's seriously like a 1% chance that someone who isn't those professions is going to get accepted, but I somehow did, so I got really lucky. And I guess that's kind of where I'm at. I've been active duty as an athlete before, which has been super, super cool. It's probably the best job in the military. And then other than that, I try and balance my competitive season with my Army Reserve time. And so I'm a reservist now with European Command. I'm actually going to Germany in a couple of weeks for a few weeks for my annual training, and it's been pretty cool so far.
Cool. Now, you told me that you're an intel officer. How much intelligence do you have to be an intel officer?
No, I mean, man, you should see some of the people that went through my classes and my AIT and my officer leadership course, my basic officer leadership course. I'm surprised how many people get into intel that probably shouldn't be there. So I don't know. I don't know that you do have to be that smart, but probably the better ones are intelligent.
I'm not a genius, and I was a cook when I was in, and they threw me into Intel when we went to Iraq, so I know how they feel. Anyway.
Yeah.
But on a serious note, so you went to Army Reserve, you're an Intel officer, you went enlisted, then, like you said, you commissioned. Has that helped you in your military career to better understand enlisted and how morale and command leadership is, being that you're an officer now?
Totally. And I really, really love the community, I suppose. It's just different. Like, being an enlisted soldier is different. It's definitely way more fun.
Right.
But I like the atmosphere and the attitude of enlisted soldiers. But, one of my breaking points of being like, okay, I'm going to commission was, I just thought I could do a better job than other people.
Right.
And, that's kind of why I switched. And I think most people, and I'm really pretty lax because, and I found that with other, prior enlisted soldiers that commission, they're pretty lax, they're understanding, and, they don't kind of have a stick up their butt. Not saying that everybody does, but,
John Wayne does.
Yeah, I heard that earlier. That was funny. So I do think it's helped, and I think people, they're less likely to turn their nose up at you when they know that you're prior enlisted too. So I do think it has helped.
Right. Yeah. I think most of us here can attest to that. I had some officers that were on both spectrums of that. A couple were enlisted prior, and then others went straight into it, and you could tell a huge difference. So what got you into being an athlete? You said you'd done it in college and through high school. What motivated you and pushed you to do it in your military career?
So I played field hockey and I ran track, middle school, high school, and in college. And after, like I said, after I graduated, I enlisted, and I was recruited to do bobsled, actually, after I had already been in the Army for a year or 2 years. And then, I just jumped at the opportunity to continue being an athlete. Like most athletes don't really do anything after their college career is over. Unless they're going to somehow go on to be professional athletes, it pretty much stops there. And so I just was ecstatic that it was something that I can continue to do. And I mean, one of the reasons why I joined the Army too is I liked the physical and mental challenge of things. And, so to do that with bobsled and then skeleton was super appealing to me. And, the opportunity to represent the U.S. internationally in a competitive way and not just through the military was also really intriguing to me. But I was recruited to do bobsled. They told me that I was too small. They were like, you need to gain 30 to 50 pounds. And I mean, if anybody sees the post that you guys posted, I'm 5'2" and I'm 120 pounds. So it's not going to happen. I was not going to do that. So then I just switched over to skeleton. Yeah. Yeah. And,
Did you hear something, Bill? No. Oh, look down. Oh, sorry, sir.
I switched over to skeleton, and I'm arguably one of the most athletic people on the team. And, I just kind of progressed from there. I just had an upward trend while competing, and here I am today.
Yeah. I mean, that's not really, I know a lot of people are probably going to say that's an ego point of view, but you're third ranked and what is it, 20th in the world or something like that?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not ego at all, guys. Trust me, that's not fucking ego.
What is it that she does?
Well, that's what I was getting to.
Holy shit!
If you would give me a fucking minute, you dick. Let's just jump the fucking gun. Let's make this as short as possible because DV6 wants to go to bed.
I'm wide awake now. I want to hear about the midget lieutenant. Why she's on?
Well, we do have Megan Henry from the Land of Oz on tonight. She is a lieutenant. So yeah, what is skeleton? What exactly is it? You told me it was basically badass luge in a frozen tundra on a thin sheet of plastic, and you're in a skin-tight bodysuit. But
head first.
Head first.
Head first.
Right. Could you explain exactly to the listeners what that is from a standpoint of I'm an idiot and I don't understand any of those words?
Sure. All right. So skeleton is a winter sliding support, and you go head first on a sled. So you're laying on your stomach, and it's on the same track as bobsled. So, but it's just one person, and you control your sled by using your shoulders and your knees to input into the sled.
When I was 5 years old.
I know, but this is a little more extreme. We go like 80 miles an hour or more, and we experience
any trees you got to avoid?
No
that
trees.
Sounds easy. Any cars in the way?
Traffic.
Any traffic?
No, we're not crossing roads, but
what the hell?
I know.
Sadly, this isn't Frogger.
So do you know the woods behind the shopping center there as you're coming in the gate?
Mm-hmm.
All right. In those woods there, when I was there, me and the other neighborhood kids, we had the American Flyer sled. Same thing. This kid sat on it, though, and came down that big mountain there. And he went off the track, and into the woods, and hit head on to a tree. He was fine, but his legs wrapped around the tree and split him in half. So
oh, my God.
He probably still walks like John Wayne right now. But yeah, he had his junk in his hands. We were little kids like, oh! So that's sled. So
that is funny.
How much does it pay now?
So when I'm not an athlete for the Army, it pays nothing. I pay money to do it. I pay money to, yeah, exactly. I pay money to do it, and a lot of my teammates are in a significant amount of debt. I would say in a 6-month time frame, we can easily spend $20,000 to $25,000 just on travel. And our sleds cost over $10,000.
Jesus Christ, that damn thing better make you a hot meal and put your bed up for you.
You need to go to Walmart. I know. Walmart. They got some good American flyers.
Walmart. You could go get you a free flyer.
All you gotta do is you put soap on the rails. You know. That's the same thing as taking steroids, huh?
Yeah. Well, I want to clarify just so people know, because you have been wanting to go to the Olympics, and that is something that I think is misconstrued through the media, that the athletes that go to the Olympics make these big bucks and they have shit tons of money, but in actuality, most of you have to pay for it yourself, correct?
Yes. Ideally, like if you're in my sport, so in skeleton, for example, the number one person is pretty much paid for, like all their travel and stuff is paid for. And at some point they may get a stipend, which is like, it really depends on their performance, but right now it's like a couple $100 a month. It's not, right. You're not sending stuff home to mom, like checks in the mail or something, but,
so you're not Madonna. That's what you're saying.
What's that?
You're not making Madonna kind of money.
Oh my God, no. And for how much we spend, I mean, you're really not making any money. And that's true for a lot of team sports in the United States. It's just the money from the United States Olympic Committee just does not trickle down to the athletes.
Right. Now,
and a lot of people don't know that.
Now, are you individually able to get sponsors that pay for stuff? Is it as a team, or how does that work?
You can. So we try, because skeleton's not big in the US, it's really hard to get like Nike to sponsor me or something, get like a big sponsor like that. But, sometimes we'll get like apparel or like protein shakes or things like that. And, but we rely on personal donations. And then when I'm in WCAP for the Army, it makes it easier because I'm at least making a salary. But, everything is still really out of pocket for me. So Yeah.
I can only imagine how much those protein shakes help on that big, long, icy trail. So
exactly.
So in the last few years, a few years ago, actually, I think you said it was 2012, if I'm not mistaken, you had to go through some blood clots in your lungs. What exactly happened, if you don't mind, for our listeners?
So I actually got blood clots from taking a birth control. It was a birth control NuvaRing. For anybody who has a girlfriend or wife, or the female listeners, I'm not trying to scare anybody, but NuvaRing does have a double the risk of blood clots compared to other birth controls. And I started to have symptoms of like difficulty breathing within 10 days of taking it. And
10 days?
Yeah, within 10 days of taking it. I just started to notice that, I mean, at first it was gradual. I just was having a little bit more difficulty catching my breath after sprints, or just really little things that I don't think the average person would have noticed. Like, I was just training 5 to 6 days a week, so I knew how I felt, you know? And then it progressed so bad to the point where I couldn't hold the conversation with somebody, and I couldn't walk upstairs without being totally winded. And in the process, I saw 5 different doctors. I actually flew on 2 long haul flights, which are, if you have blood clots, flying like that is super dangerous. And I finally saw a pulmonologist, and I told everybody the same story. I was like, you know, I was living in Utah at the time. There were fires out there, but I don't think I have a respiratory problem from that. But I started taking this birth control, and this is the only thing that's different about my life. And when I find 5 doctors, like, I was just persistent, because I was like, the answers I'm getting are not right. They're not helping me. And so the pulmonologist had me do a CAT scan. They rushed me to the hospital, and they were like, you have multiple blood clots in both lungs. It looks like somebody took paint splatter and just, you know, splattered it on a canvas. Like, they're just all over your lungs. And
so just to clarify, this wasn't like something that you were automatically like, it's okay. Like, as soon as it started, you were like, something's wrong.
Pretty much. Like I said, I noticed within over a week, like a week and a half or so,
right.
I noticed that something was wrong. But I don't know, people, even when you're sick or something, you try and justify in your mind. You're like, well, it could be this.
Right.
It could be, like, I knew people who had mono, you know, I was like, I don't know, like, I wasn't making out with anybody, but I'm like, I don't know, maybe I somehow got mono.
Right.
But, yeah, you just try and justify in your mind kind of what is happening. So yeah, it just was not, I also didn't think it was blood clots. Like, I didn't really know a whole lot. Like, I mostly was thinking like, oh, people have blood clots in their legs, you know, or they have a stroke, or like, I didn't think, that was not something that crossed my mind.
Right. And what happened after you got diagnosed? And did that hurt your career military wise and the skeleton career?
Yes to both. So I was bedridden for a week and put on blood thinners. And then when I got out of the hospital, they totally were like, worst case scenario. Like, okay, you're never going to be an athlete ever again. And you can walk for 10 minutes a day. And granted, this could have been way worse for me. One of my classmates from college, actually, that I came to find out later, she passed away from the same thing. She was on the same birth control. She had the same thing. She ended up having a heart attack and passing away. And, but at the time, I was like, it was really, really different. And I know that a lot of the listeners can relate to that just from stuff that they've experienced, that it's a total kind of shock to your system, because your day-to-day life is entirely different. And, so I ended up missing a whole year of skeleton, and that was leading up to the 2014 Olympic Games. And I left as the national champion in March of 2012, and I was diagnosed with the blood clots actually on September 11th of 2012.
Wow. I can't even imagine. So you're knocked out of the Olympics, obviously. What did it take for you to get back into it? Obviously, a lot of hard work and training, but where was your mindset at? Was you like, did you give up at any point? Were you ever fed up and just like, I don't want to try it? Like, what went through your mind during that time?
Initially, I was devastated initially, and then, and I definitely struggled mentally for the first few months. I was really like, this is really shitty because all I'm doing is sitting in doctor's offices for hours a day like that. This sucks, you know? And then, but for me, and they were still painting this picture, right? Like, no, you're not going to be an athlete ever again. You're probably going to have to be on blood thinners for a year or more, or you might be on blood thinners for life. So you definitely can't return to an extreme sport. And then, but for me, I just had to tell myself that this is not a concrete answer, and I am going to return to something, even if it's not skeleton. Like, I'm going to return to this and everything's going to be all right. So I had to keep the hope alive in a way. Otherwise, I would have totally given up. Like, I had to tell myself that. And some days it was hard because I'm like, I'm allowed to walk around for 10 minutes a day. And I was at, my peak physical condition probably in my life. And, it was really, really different for sure.
Right. Now, it obviously took a toll on your body, on your career, on both careers. Other than, I'm guessing, you quit Newbering, what other types of lifestyle changes have you had to take to make sure that, your lungs are up to par and something doesn't go catastrophic per se?
So I actually don't take any form of hormonal birth control. I actually became super cautious. I never was really like sick, luckily, in my life. So I wasn't like always on certain kind of medications, but I'm just pretty cautious about what I'm taking. I'm just a little bit more aware of that. And then I'm also really cautious when I fly to drink a bunch of water, make sure I get up and walk around every hour or something. And then, the other thing that I am really, really afraid of is that when I do decide to have a family, I'm going to be a high risk pregnancy. And I'm pretty nervous about that because, some of the stories that I've heard about either losing the baby or losing the mom and the baby or something like that. So that really makes me anxious just because, similar to like frostbite or something, if once you have blood clots, you're at a high risk to have it in the future. So yeah, it is scary.
Right. Do you have to take blood thinners now, or are you completely off of them?
I'm completely off of them. I don't have a clotting disorder, and a lot of people who end up having blood clots from a medication or a birth control, sometimes that's how they find out that they have a clotting disorder, or, after they have surgery or something like that, if they get blood clots, then that's their way of finding out. They otherwise would not have known. And I luckily don't have that. So I do not have to take blood thinners.
Right. So with the blood clots and the skeleton, do those go hand in hand with what you're trying to accomplish? Obviously, you're wanting to be the first female on the cover of Jetset magazine, but other than that, is that two things that you're adamant about, is skeleton and obviously blood clot awareness, as me and you have spoke about?
Yeah. So, one of the reasons why I really would love to win this title is, skeleton athletes are entirely self-funded. This would give me some sort of exposure, but the biggest reason is that I do think I have a really unique story. I think a lot of people just think of people in the military as, and maybe they're not wrong. I mean, we are sometimes crazy, and I think that they don't have, it's a really like surface level opinion of the military, and they just think like, oh, there's all these people and they just want to go to war and they do this and that. And I just want to show that we still have aspirations and goals, and we are well-rounded, and there's more to us than just that, and just kind of like personify us, because I think people forget that they forget that we are actual human beings, and we have feelings, and we do suffer and things like that. And but also to tell my story about being a blood clot survivor and promoting awareness for that. And my story obviously is particularly geared towards females, but in general, I think a lot of people don't know, and the death rate for blood clots is very high. I mean, it's higher than heart attacks. It's higher than smoking and car accidents. It's very up there. And I think a lot of people just don't know about it.
Right. Have you spoke to any veterans or active service members since you had to deal with the blood clots about your struggles and how you overcame them?
Not veterans in particular. I mean, I've spoken to different groups that, like I've helped out in recruiting a bunch, and I have told my story, but, I wouldn't say like specifically veteran groups. They just may have kind of been in there. But I've shared my story with a bunch of nonprofits kind of geared towards this. I'm actually going to be speaking in LA, this summer, sharing my story. And, but yeah, this is one of the reasons why I wanted to come on this podcast, is because I haven't really been able to direct this message towards a group that I would consider my family. And so, that was definitely kind of missing for me.
Right. Totally understand where you're coming from there. Recoil, are you there?
I am.
Have you been listening to Megan's story?
Of course I have.
How does that make you feel?
Totally fucking zoning this shit out.
Well, me and you have talked about her, sheet of ice sledding front forward sport. What do you think of Megan and what she's going through, and do you have any questions for her?
First off, the skeleton thing is badass.
Most
I would love
definitely
to do that.
Right.
That'd have to be a lot of fun.
I got to figure out a way to get down on a sled.
Yeah, seriously, I can get you guys going. If you come to Lake Placid, I got you.
Right.
The blood clots is it's just insane. I mean, it's something you don't think about happening. And everybody knows, like, when they take a medication, which, birth control is a medication, that there's side effects. But I mean, who the fuck thinks that it could damn near fucking kill you? Especially something so common.
Right. Yeah.
And when I first, I was actually prescribed it by an Air Force doctor, actually. And she kind of like brushed over the side effects.
Wow.
And then, but she was like, do you smoke? And, that was her main question, was, do you smoke? And she was like, oh, okay, well, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
So I didn't think much of it. And I think, if she was like, by the way, if you start having, these symptoms and you're having difficulty breathing, you need to go to the emergency room right away. Like, I would have gone. I wouldn't have waited a month, you know?
That's a big thing in the medical world, whether you smoke or not. It's always, well, it could be from smoking. It could be from secondhand smoke. Like, that's their number one priority. I mean, I'm not saying it's good for you, but at the same time, it's like, smoking is the worst thing in the entire universe. But anyway, sorry, Recoil, go ahead.
But no, I mean, one of the things I just want to make sure that we touch on more is go fucking vote for this lady. Help her out, help her win this contest, and get her the exposure that she needs. So where can they go and vote?
So I think that we did share it, but if you use tinyurl.com/jetsetmeg, that will get you there to vote for me.
Now, they've got a limited time, being that it's March 30th. When is the absolute last minute that they can vote if they're listening to the podcast?
So there's like multiple rounds for this, but this round, because we're split into groups, there's different regions essentially, and I have to win my group by, I believe it's midnight, so 11:59 on April 2nd,
and
which is Tuesday. So it's on Tuesday, and if I win my group, then I automatically go on to semifinals. I'm currently in second place. And I like to think that I'm cooler than the person who is currently winning.
It's this bitch that's in first place.
Not even gonna lie.
She's a bartender from New Jersey. Okay, so she's served too. She just serves alcohol instead.
Right? I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you don't know what happened to the last bartender that came from the East Coast. I'm just throwing that out there.
I went to go look at the Jetset Magazine website, and I looked at the contestants, and there's the top 5 still lit up. And I look at first place, and I thought it was someone from like Russia or something, because she's got this fucking parka on, and basically her entire face is covered up by this hood, and all you can see is her stomach. And I'm like, you're in first place? Really? Like, I don't even know who you are.
Dude, I cannot fucking get over it. I can't.
I was like, and they want to speak on Russian collusion? That right there is Russian collusion. Anything else that you'd like to say, Recoil, before I hand it over to Oink? Okay,
sorry,
Oink.
I thought you were asking me.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, Megan, Recoil. Oink, anything you'd like to say or ask Megan?
Well, the only thing I got is checking out your team profile on teamusa.org. It says one of the things you like is, or you want to do is go to space with the blood clots. Is that going to be something that's going to actually hinder that dream, you think, or is that something you still shooting for?
I mean, I'm definitely not one of the people that wants to go to Mars and like populate Mars. I think whoever signed up for that is absolutely batshit. But so I don't know how I'll ever go to space. If I do, it'll probably be one of those like the Virgin Airlines like zero gravity things. So I doubt I'll actually ever go to space. But when I was younger, I always wanted to.
Well, maybe we can talk to Elon Musk and get you on one of the Dragon shuttles.
Yeah. I can deal with that.
Right? It looks nice. Me and Oink watched it. It looks nice.
Watched it live. That's right.
Right. Anything else, Oink?
Oh, the other thing is pet peeves. We have listed on that same website. Shoelaces not being tucked in. Any other pet peeves that bug you about either the enlisted or officer corps?
Ooh, I mean, I wouldn't say like I'm a rule stickler. Like I get that people are gonna like stand around with their like hands in their pockets sometimes.
You must be this tall to give me orders.
Yeah.
Megan, remember you're under oath, and this is being recorded. So
I just don't like it when people's uniform looks like crap. I really don't like that, and I will definitely call people out on that.
It's bad enough. It's bad enough that the design of the uniform sucks. Like,
yeah.
These uniforms do not lay on your body anything like a BDU does.
No.
Right. Yeah.
No, I remember when we were in Iraq, and if you went one day without, making sure everything was tucked or whatever, you look like absolute shit. I mean, you look like the most homeless
Velcro
soldier.
Wears out and pockets start hanging open and shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you've got people saying, "Oh, you can sew each corner on." I don't want to spend more money on patches, bitch. Like, go fuck yourself. Make a better uniform.
Like, the Velcro is not very tactical. Like, what is up with that?
It's the best thing ever. 6, are you at your desk, or are you like on the other side of the camper? Or?
Did you roll out of the camper?
Slid out since he's on the incline.
Why do I do this to you? What are you talking about?
All right, I'm back at my desk.
Okay, so do you have anything you'd like to say or ask Megan?
Nope.
What a dick! That's DV6 for you.
So, like, how do we find out where to watch you compete?
You know what? This is another reason why our sport has no sponsors, because they're really terrible about that. But I usually will post about it. So if people follow me, I will post if it's live and if it's on TV. Sometimes it's on Universal Sports, the Olympic Channel. Sometimes it's on NBC. So it really just depends. There's also a live stream online usually, but for some reason, they'll only let you watch the first heat. And
that sounds like Drag Race
they're
nowadays.
Like, it's not available in your country. So
I'll tell you what, Megan, if you're ever on live television, if you'll send me an email for when you're going to be on there, I'll get you up on at least the radio page so those listeners can watch you.
I'm actually going to be on TV next week, but it's in Connecticut, but I will send you guys links to that.
Awesome. Look forward to that. Hopefully DirecTV's not going to shit on us and tell us, no, you can't watch this. You've not paid for this $50 package.
Arctic tundra of Connecticut.
Yeah. I was getting ready to ask, you said you guys also use the bobsled tracks. Where do you train? Do you train at the same place as bobsledding, or is there specific places for you guys?
So bobsled, skeleton, and luge all use the same track.
Okay. That's cool. Now, do you ever go up to Canada, or are you right here in the States and then go wherever else?
Like my home track is Lake Placid, New York, and then there's also a track in Park City, Utah, and there's 2 in Canada, and the rest are in Europe. So I actually just competed in Canada at the World Championships, and that was in Whistler. So, we go all over. But it's easier if you're not racing, it's easier to train and cheaper for us to train in the US, obviously.
Yeah. Well, if any of you are listening and have, strings that you could pull to get these awesome people sponsored, or Megan, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, if you want to sponsor Megan, I'm sure she wouldn't mind at all. Just hit her up on her social media. I'm sure she's not going to turn that down.
Seriously.
Better than protein shakes. But yeah, please go vote for her. You guys have until April 2nd for this first round. Get her to first place so she can move on to is it semifinals? Is that what you said?
Yes. Yep. Semifinals.
And we'll have the link in the description of the podcast, and I know she's got it on her Facebook pages and Instagram. What is your main Facebook page, as well as Twitter and Instagram, if you don't mind?
So you can find me if you search my name. My athlete page will come up. So if you just search for Megan Henry, that will come up. And then Twitter, I'm Megan Henry USA. And then Instagram, I am The Savage Meglet.
That's Meglet, not Midge. Okay, anyway, I'll have those in the description as well as in the chat room. On
Meglet, kind of like Piglet, but I'm a small Megan, so Meglet.
Right.
There you go. Hey.
When she kept saying she was like small, I was like, no, you're not. And then she tells her size as in height, and I'm like, yeah, you're short. Okay, I get it. And then I seen her Instagram profile name, and I was like, she's a savage. This is awesome. We got to have her on the show. Which I got to ask, how did you, stumble upon DV Radio? Because I think I was up at like 3:00 in the morning, seeing your post, and I was like, oh, this chick has to come on because she's a little badass.
I follow a bunch of other military pages on Facebook. Like Shit My Drill Sergeant Said. I'm in Drinkin' Bros podcast, and I follow like Team Never Quit and things like that. And you guys come up as like recommended pages too. So that's really cool. And I follow a bunch of other ones, and I somehow found you guys.
So you were just sitting there spamming one night and then found it. I got you. Okay. Makes sense.
Not really, but because I'm already in these groups, and I was like, oh, I can ask dysfunctional veterans if they'll share my stuff too. So, yeah, it's shameless self-promotion, but I really like you guys. You guys are cool.
Thank you. I don't know why you like us, because we're a bunch of nutheads that know nothing about
You're all dysfunctional, right? I mean, that's the whole name, right?
We're beyond dysfunctional. Trust me, we are beyond it. But yeah, that's Megan Henry. Megan, thank you for coming on. I'd love to have you on again. I'm sure these guys would. I'm sure the listeners would love to have you on anytime in the future, whether it's just to come on as a guest or talk about bullshit, whatever. I'm sure nobody would mind, because you are actually a cool officer. We've had a few officers on, not saying that they're lame, but you actually can laugh and make jokes.
I mean, I would never come straight out and say that.
No, never. But yeah, it was great meeting you. Best of luck to you doing the skeleton. Is it just called skeleton? I gotta ask, because I keep wanting to be like skeleton sledding or something. Like,
no, just skeleton. Yeah.
Nice. You'd think they'd come up with something proper, but okay, skeleton. She's a skeleton. Anyway,
your skeleton is what gets destroyed when you smash into the wall at the end.
Yes. I actually have a broken toe right now because I hit my foot going like 84 miles an hour. And so I have a broken pinky toe. It's a really lame injury, but it actually, like, I can't do things because it will get worse. So I can't like run or anything like that. And it's kind of annoying.
Can you get a Purple Heart for that?
Did I what?
He asked, can you get a Purple Heart for that?
Oh, I mean, if I was a snowflake, I would probably ask for that, but
well,
no.
I think the reason Recoil brings that up is because, what was it, last year, the guy that got inside the Humvee and bumped his head on the top while he was in theater got a Purple Heart?
Oh,
no. No joke. He split his head open getting inside because he's a dumbass and didn't have his Kevlar on, and hit the fucking Humvee roof and got a Purple Heart for it.
Oh my God.
I wish I'd gotten it for shitting my brains out in fucking Iraq for 10 months, but no. Just Imodium. That's all I got.
Never want to deploy in an area where it's like 90 degrees on a regular basis when you have Crohn's.
Oh my God, dude. Oh, me and Megan were actually talking about that. She actually has a family member with Crohn's, and I was like, more and more people have Crohn's and all sorts of colitis. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
So
I know a bunch of people actually. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's actually becoming more and more known, as doctors aren't throwing it off on the 24-hour bug, as I was told that I had for a year and shit like that. So
it's just a 24-hour bug. All right, maybe another 24 hours.
Yeah,
64 days later.
That was actually a month before I got diagnosed. The doctor at the ER was like, "Oh, I believe it's just a 24-hour bug." I looked at him and I said, "So I've had a 24-hour virus since I've been in Iraq, 2009." Yeah, it's nothing bad. I was like, "What? Seriously?" Yeah, that cost me like $3,000 or some shit. Yeah. Anyway, we need to move on. Megan, do you have anything else for our listeners? Obviously, they need to go vote for you. I mean, I'd love to see you on the front of that Jetset mag.
Yeah, I mean, thank you again, you guys. You guys were really awesome. I love talking with vets and currently serving members and meeting new people this way. One of the reasons why I really like the military, and I tell people in the civilian world, why. I've been asked, I just was asked that the other day, actually, like, why do I like it so much? And I was like, you just don't find the same connection with people that you don't know. Like, I don't know you guys in person, like, but, you just kind of have this family type relationship with other military members that I feel like I can always count on someone, without knowing anything about them, just based on the fact that they've served for the most part. And so I'm really appreciative that you took the time and invited me on here and let me tell my story. So, yeah.
No, anytime, don't hesitate to email me or message us, and we'll do what we can to get you on, as long as it's not like the day of, because that was like really cutting it close this morning. I'm not even joking. That's probably the closest we've ever cut a guest spot here on DV Radio.
We had to cancel another guest. We were going to have Donald Trump on.
It was huge. It was huge news. We had to get Megan on. It was huge. The midget was huge. Oh my god. We've lost it. Oh fucking hell. Right now, if you go over to tinyurl.com/jetsetmeg and log in with Facebook, you can actually double your votes for Megan. So go do that right now. She's in second place. All of you listening, go do it. I'm not joking. Go do it. While you're listening, go fucking do it. Stop listening. Go do it. Okay. Thank you for doing it. Thank you, Megan, again for coming on, and we hope to see you very soon on the front of Jetset Magazine.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Have a great evening.
You too.
Yes, that was Megan Henry. She is trying to be the first military female on Jetset Magazine. Again, that is tinyurl.com/jetsetmeg, M-E-G, not mag, Jetset Meg. Meg. Yes, Meg, Mike, Echo, Golf. Go check out her Facebook, facebook.com/Megan Henry Athlete, or just search Megan Henry, as well as Instagram and Twitter. That's the Savage Meglet, and at Megan Henry USA. We'll have all those links in the description of the podcast. Woo! So, what do you guys think? I got to give her props, going through all that hell with the blood clots, and then, going through the recoup process and getting back to where she can just at least do what she loves.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, like I said, I kind of feel her pain with the wife being in the military too, who's only a whopping 4'10". So it's just the struggles to find clothing that fits half the time. Military uniforms, for that matter, is a struggle in itself. But for her to have the tenacity to continue on through this, even though she was told that she would never, be an athlete again. That's, props off to her by all means.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely one tough young lady.
Yes, she is a tough midget from Oz, I have to say.
The Lollipop Guild.
I wish I'd pulled that sound clip. Damn it! Never think of the good stuff when it... Fuck! Anyway, I'll pull it and then put it in the podcast. Anyway, so we've got a few minutes before we get a break. Recoil, you had a great week, you said earlier?
Oh, it was awesome.
Out fucking standing, me too. It was great, beautiful, wonderful. Actually, I did not have my wisdom tooth pulled this week, so it's pushed to next Thursday. So when I come on Saturday, I'll be like, fuck you guys, I'm going home. I'll be like, fuck all you motherfuckers. Fuck. Anyway, I need to stop cussing. Oink, how was your week up in Alaska?
It's actually beautiful up here right now. It's nice, warm, 50 degrees. It's been that way. It's been in the upper 40s all week, so we've been slow at work, needless to say. But
well, you've been tanning, is what it is. We've been slow at work. You've been tanning. Bullshit.
If I wasn't working the graveyard shift, it would have been a tan. The sun isn't quite up 24 yet, but it's soon heading there. We're gaining over almost 6 minutes a day.
Oh, so 6 minutes. A whole 6 minutes
per day, though. We're over 13 hours of sunlight, so I'm happy.
Damn! Muddy with the spring smell of defrosting dog shit, Midnight Frosty said. And Frosty's up there with you, right?
Yes, he is. He's my counterpart and cohort in crime on midshift. We tear the place up. Literally, we had a door fall down or break on us on our shift. So that was our excitement for the week, last week. Other than that, that's been our week.
Yeah, it
watching
sounds...
Netflix.
So that's where our government tax dollars go for Frosty and Oink to sit on their ass and watch Netflix all day long while they're at work. Actually, night, but you get my drift.
That's right.
Google's not here, so you're going to be doing the junk that's in the news after the break, correct?
Woohoo! We will attempt it. How's that?
Well, I hope you're acquainted with all that, because I'm not.
Yes, I did read over the suggestions, and some of them are actually quite comical.
I think I sent a couple, but I don't remember what I sent. So, yeah, there is that. In the break, you heard that the PTSDog Service Dog show with PTSDog, Joaquin Watai, will be on tomorrow, March 31st, with DV Dot, who's standing up to his local VA medical center and their illegal service dog registry. That show airs tomorrow, again, March 31st at 0. at 20:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on dbradio.net. Be sure you get over here and listen to that. You do not want to miss that episode. On the other side of the break, like I said, we're going to have Google's Junk That's in the News, except Oink is going to be doing it for us. You're listening to Barracks Talk right here on WDVR, dbradio.net.
Let's get it on. We've got some food bread made for you. The music. Let's go.
You're listening to WDVR on dbradio.net. By veterans, for veterans.
Simply made for you.
You're listening to Barracks Talk on dbradio.net.
We're back on the air.
DV Radio. You big dummy.
And now, it's time to find out what stupid junk is in the news.
That's right. It is time to find out what stupid junk is in the news. And unfortunately, Google is not with us tonight, so you got to listen to me. Oink. Unfortunately. We're going to start tonight's stupid junk that's in the news overseas with our brothers over there in the UK by starting off with Peppa Pig, good old foreign cousin of mine. According to British, Peppa Pig is sexist, discourages girls from becoming firefighters, according to the London Fire Brigade.
Isn't Peppa Pig a cartoon?
Peppa Pig is a cartoon. Peppa Pig is being criticized by the fire department in the United Kingdom that claims that the children's show is sexist. The British cartoon, which focuses on a pig and her family and friends, uses, quote, out-of-date stereotypical gender-specific wording that prevents young girls from becoming firefighters, end quote, according to the London Fire Brigade. But a question for you guys, how does words prevent young girls from becoming a firefighter? I was kind of lost on that one, too.
Dude, I don't even have anything to say about this one because I'm so fucking lost.
The department tweeted the accusation Sunday in response to an episode titled The Fire Engine, in which Peppa's mother is dressed as a firefighter, but is referred to as Fireman.
Oh my god. God, jerk off somewhere else, people. Fuck. Really? That's what they're oh my god.
Yes. According to them, come on, Peppa Pig, we have not been firemen for 30 years, the brigade tweeted, asking the show to join along with their hashtag firefighting sexism campaign.
Damn, I wish Megan was still on right now. We'd be like, is soldier offensive to you?
Right.
No kidding, right?
Or how about human?
Right. But, fuck. Dude, I want to like get her on right now just to ask her these stupid ass questions. I should have kept her on. God damn it. If I'd known this was in the goddamn fucking news, should have fucking looked.
Right? It's crazy. David Jones, the creator of the show,
you're a fire person.
Yeah, well, David Jones, the creator of the show, who says he's an ex-firefighter, told the BBC that the show is for children and wasn't meant to be advertised as a recruiting post. Someone doesn't join the fire services when they watch Fireman Sam, he said. They wouldn't be the right people for the job if that was their mentality.
Well, what makes this even worse is that you've got adults bitching over the wording that is used in a children's cartoon. And it's not like they're saying anything
You're
bad.
brainwashing our children.
Right. And even in Europe, not just the United States, even in Europe, the parents are more, I wish the government would oversee my kids more, but don't tell them what to do and don't tell them what's right and wrong, but I want the government to oversee. Like, you can't have it both ways, motherfuckers. You can't tell the government, hey, this is what you can delegate, because they're the fucking government. God damn it. They're an authority figure, bitches. What the fuck? Am I, like, losing my mind here, Recoil?
Yes, but correctly so.
I mean, oh my god. This is the stupid shit that Darwinism is about. Just let it take its fucking course. That's all I've got to say about that.
That's why we need to stop putting, like, warning labels on lawnmowers telling you not to put your foot underneath it.
That one was for recoil.
Perfectly timed and executed.
Well, I've actually got the soundboard up now, so.
Oh, hey, there you go. Well, from pigs to cows, I think you did this one, didn't you, Bo? You sent this one in? How a runaway cow leads police on a chase to nearby Chick-fil-A?
Yes. Fucking seen it in my newsfeed and thought it was fucking hilarious just by the headline.
Right? A runaway cow in Noblesville, Indiana, led police on a crazy chase through the streets until after authorities stopped the animal outside a local Chick-fil-A. The police department shared photos on their Facebook with their run of the bulls and asked residents to share any photos or videos that they may have taken of the wild bovine. Randy Hill posted multiple videos on the
bovine.
Randy Hill posted multiple videos of the cow wandering along a grass area on the side of the road. In one video, the cow jumps over a short brick wall and runs along the sidewalk as a man desperately chases after it.
What people didn't realize...
I'm not chasing after a cow.
What people didn't realize at the time is this guy had to get back to work. I mean, he was the one that does the ad campaigns.
Oh,
Eat
nice.
more chicken, it is good. You guys remember those for Chick-fil-A?
You would have shortened that whole chase a whole lot.
Shooting that bitch in the fucking head, yeah. Taking it to the butcher. That's exactly what I was thinking when I seen that headline. I was like, why didn't they shoot the motherfucker and butcher it for the townspeople or something? Come on now. Make it, what is it? Work smarter, not harder? Come on, people.
Damn, cow, don't be running that fat off. That's what's going to keep you juicy.
Exactly. That's where all the fucking good flavors are. All that marbling.
Heck yeah. A police SUV slowly followed the cow as it made its way across the street, and another officer gave chase on foot after the cow ran down a grassy area toward a line of cars waiting at the Chick-fil-A drive-thru. Authorities eventually managed to wrangle the cow and return it safely to its owner.
See, I'd have been the smart ass that got up to the fucking drive-thru window and been like, "Are you guys serving beef today?"
If it was a smart cow, it would have went to Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh shit!
Might have been able to give them the slip.
You know, I've never been able to eat at Chick-fil-A. I've tried numerous times throughout the years, and their food is so greasy, man. It just makes me sick. It makes me want to puke. I've actually threw up from it before. That's how bad it is.
I don't know. They got this new place up here that's selling chicken tenders or fingers or whatever the hell they are, and that's all they're selling. I think it's called Cane's. I've never heard of it.
Well, the only thing that I do like from Chick-fil-A are their waffle fries, but I like Arby's better. Anyway, moving on.
Oh, their spicy chicken sandwich is the bomb.
Is it? Now, I do love Popeye's chicken. I wish we had a Popeye's in Mount Airy, but no, we gotta make room for fucking Banks.
Y'all got some money we don't know about?
I was going to say, the poor people have a lot of fucking stashes around. That's what it is.
Them distilleries are kicking in good. Well, I tell you what, if Chick-fil-A or any of the other anybody else we mentioned wants to host, by all means, sponsor. Hey, we're open. Speaking of sponsorships, hey, Pepsi. A judge in Hawaii has ordered a man to stay away from his favorite soda brand as part of his probation.
I sent this one in too. It was fucking hilarious.
The strange punishment for Christopher Montalano Jr., or however the hell you pronounce his name, 21, came under after he was caught driving a stolen car last June. When officers caught up with the individual, the suspect told police that his cousin allowed him to take the car to go get his favorite beverage. And he's getting Pepsi. Okay, anyway. Circuit Judge Rhonda Liu imposed a drink software restriction on the man after he pleaded no contest to unauthorized control of a propelled vehicle and driving without a license. The plea agreement between the defense and the prosecution allowed the 21-year-old to get probation with no additional jail time.
And I think that's a little harsh. I'm not joking, because I've seen people that's had multiple DUIs, drive with their license suspended, you name it, and they're like, okay, well, you can't drive for a month and you need to go to blank, blank, blank management class. And that's it. This kid can't even have a fucking soft drink anymore for at least whatever his probation time is. Like, really? You're telling the kid he can't have something he loves? What the fuck?
Yeah, really? And the funny thing is that the judge didn't even have it right in her sentencing. she said, quoted as saying, "I've heard a lot of people addicted to meth. I've heard a lot of people addicted to alcohol. But this is the first time I've heard of Coca-Cola addiction." It was Pepsi. But anyway, I'm sure the soda didn't make you steal the vehicle.
Right?
Back in the good old days when it had cocaine in it.
Back in the 1800s. Back in the 1800s, man, when we actually had automobiles. That was a joke, people. Laugh.
Right? The Pepsi superfan spent 7 days in jail following his arrest in June. In addition to skipping the soda brand, he also must perform 100 hours of community service and pay a $100 fine.
That's just bullshit.
Did Pepsi ever have cocaine in it, or was that just Coca-Cola?
That was just Coke back when they actually thought cocaine was an actual medicine. Which it is, in its rawest form.
Well, it's just one that's regularly abused.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Just the... Anyway, next article.
And I'm glad we had Megan on, because the next story is, in search of younger audience, Olympic officials move forward with break dancing plans.
Rape? Did you say rape?
Break.
Oh,
break.
I thought you
Break
said rape.
dancing.
I was like, they're adding rape?
Yes, break dancing plans. Well, that might actually attract more people than this sport. Looking to attract a younger audience, the International Olympic Committee is ready to spin the menu of sports offering on its head, inching closer to it, adding breakdancing to this 2024 Summer Games in Paris.
They're going to add something that hasn't been popular since like the 1980s.
Yeah.
Right?
And it wasn't even that popular.
You whippersnappers, all of us like 45-year-old men.
Yeah. It seriously wasn't even that popular, because I think it had a trending lifespan of like 2 years, and the thing that made it quote-unquote big was movies. That was it.
Well, breakdancing was cool when carrying around a giant fucking boombox with 10-inch speakers on your shoulder was cool.
Which lasted for about 2 years, because people hated carrying these big-ass boomboxes around that took like 10C batteries.
You might as well just put a fucking car battery in the goddamn thing.
You know, I actually asked my mom if we could try that with her old one, and I don't think she wants to ruin it because the nostalgia.
I have one out in my fucking garage. We should do when I'm around in the garage.
You should totally bring it down after my room's built, and we'll hook up with
the badass box with the detachable speakers.
Oh shit! You got the nice one. Oh shit! You put some money down on that one.
The black and red wires, because it mattered what color they went to, right?
Exactly.
Right? Exactly.
There's no little plug. You got to stick the bare wires in the hole.
Yeah, it's not an aux in, aux out. You actually got to do some thinking.
You actually have to turn a dial to get a station to come in.
Right. It used what we now know as cassette tapes.
Right, dual cassette, baby.
Dual, that's right.
Hey, did it have the replay on that one too?
Fuck no.
It didn't? Oh man, so it was before replay days. Ah shit. Moving on up.
Oh shit. Oh. But yeah, the International Committee Executive Board deciding at its meeting Tuesday to recommend the inclusion of breakdancing along with skateboarding, sports climbing, and surfing on the Paris program.
I thought surfing was already part of the Olympics.
For the 2020 games it is. For 2024 they're going to add the possibility of breakdancing, let's put it that way.
Instead of fucking around with that, we bring skeleton out to the front.
Really? I would actually sit here and watch that. It should be on the X Games, because they don't have anything interesting on the X Games anymore. Everybody does the same tricks on the fucking half pipe, on the everything. It's the same shit every fucking year, and I've quit watching X Games anymore.
I think skeleton would be awesome, especially if they started putting like helmet cams on them.
Oh yeah, could you imagine?
Like, the bird's eye view.
Yeah, they should do like one of those 360 things. That's what we should help Megan do that. Dude. Anyway, go ahead.
Breakdancing, an aerobic and athletic form of street dancing, has only been recently seen momentum along sports enthusiasts. I don't know how, or where, but breaking, as it's often called, was staged for the first time at the Summer Youth Olympics last October in Buenos Aires, featuring boys, girls, and a mixed team events. Sports features a series of dance battles set to music, which are scored by a panel of judges. And go figure, no Americans qualified for the Argentina competition.
Damn it, Americans, step your game up. Get the cardboard out again.
Right, the people that invented it.
Exactly.
Are 50 years old in walkers trying to spin around on their heads on cardboard. Yeah.
There was I don't know if you've seen it, Recoil, when I shared it. Kevin Bacon talking about how the 80s were, and he's like, you kids will never understand the freedom of parachute pants.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, this is the greatest fucking... It was great. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm fucking up this.
No, you're fine. You're fine. But I think we've covered that one. I really don't think there's a whole lot to cover in that. So, yeah, be on the lookout for breakdancing events added to the 2024 Summer Olympics.
It's a Todd event.
It is. Next case is kind of a morbid one. I think we've discussed a little bit there in the radio. Not really morbid, but wrong. A woman puts a dad with Alzheimer's on a one-way flight to Denver, claiming she's, quote, done with him.
Yeah.
Jerry Ellison found himself alone at a Denver airport with his dog and no bags. He was very confused why he was there. How he got there will make your heart sick. Ellingson couldn't remember where he lived, so the 80-year-old man started drifting aimlessly throughout the airport, unsure what to do. Police soon stopped him and began to question him, but he didn't know the answers to their questions. Turns out Ellington used to live in Southwest Florida and with his brother and nephew. However, they passed him on to his daughter Pamela to live with her.
Just to make a correction, it's Ellingson, not Ellington.
Ellingson. Oh, yep, Ellingson. Sorry. Don't want to get the names wrong.
I mean, the poor man can't remember shit himself, and you're here fucking his name up.
I'm sorry. But yet, what his daughter is just a work of art. But we won't go there. We'll talk about that here in a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't really know where to go with this because it's just heartbreaking to hear something like that happen, you know?
Well, the whole thing about this is the daughter says she was sending him to his estranged wife. If you don't know what estranged means, that means she has nothing to do with him at all. And nobody could reach the wife or the daughter when the man landed. And they basically took him to, I believe it was a hospital. Because hospitals are legally obligated to take people in like that when no one else is willing or able to take care of them. I've seen this more times than I can care to fucking talk about. I don't give a shit who you are. I don't give a fuck how fucked your life is. And I don't give a shit what's going on in your life. You have no right, whether it's your mother, father, daughter, son, whatever, to throw someone out on the streets like this. I don't care who you are. I don't care who they are. You don't have that right. They have no cognitive thought going on. They're fending for themselves. It's like taking a 5-year-old and telling them to go to the mall by themselves and get something and leaving them to go do that on their own.
Yep.
That's exactly what it is. This woman needs to be A, jailed, and B, sentenced to whatever the fuck they can sentence her with, because she is a piece of fucking royal shit.
And I agree wholeheartedly. I mean, it's ridiculous. I hope there is a follow-up story to this, and she does do some jail time or something at least, but sadly, probably not.
I had seen so many medical stories this week. This one really got under my skin. I think the other one I seen was this poor guy in the UK. He was left in his room, in his hospital room, for 21 days without food, and he died. Nurses did not feed him. The doctors did not feed him for 21 fucking days. And I think he had Down syndrome, if I'm not mistaken. He was like 30 or 40 years old. Really?
How does that happen? You know,
that's exactly what the news said. They're like, how does this happen? And everybody here in America is, we need health care like the UK. Bitch, you don't know how horrible it is in the UK. I know people in the UK. It's worse there than it is here. So don't play what you think you see on the media as the right thing. Okay? Do some research. But yeah, if you've got somebody like that and it's taking a toll on you and it's stressful, do the right thing. Find a place for them to be at. If you have to, take them to a hospital and say, look, I can't do this anymore. Don't just leave them out there to fend for themselves. That's the point of me having this in junk in the news. It's not really junk in the news. It's the bitch in the news is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, to seriously put them on a plane, one-way ticket with no baggage, no nothing. You know, oh, gosh.
Yeah. Sorry.
Pisses you off.
Yeah, I went on a little tangent there.
No, I'm right there with you. I'm just trying to bite my tongue.
Yeah. I had a lot of other stuff. Anyway, go ahead.
Yes. And this last story, I'm definitely going to butcher these names because they're definitely not American. But a woman 21 and a 70-year-old fiancé who have sex on TV to prove their love is real.
Is this the one that you sent or I sent?
I don't think I sent it. I don't know where this one came from. Maybe it was Google.
It was one of us. I remember seeing this, though, and telling my mom about it. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, she's not here. Blame Google. Hey, a 21-year-old woman and her 79-year-old fiancé have decided to go public with the relationship by signing up for a reality TV show. And that's not all. The couple, who have an age gap of more than half a century, have revealed they plan to have sex while on the show.
Because having sex while getting paid is showing your love for money.
That's right. But I like I said, I'm going to butcher her name. Milana, I'm not even going to pretend. She's 21, her great-haired old husband, 74, decided to enter a Siberian reality show.
I'm pretty sure her name is Milana Bogdanovic. I could be wrong, but...
And her husband?
That one, he just needs to find an English translator.
Yes. Very strange names, but go figure, they are in Belgrade, or they're starring in a show in Belgrade.
They're from Serbia.
Ah, yes, there it is in the bottom there. I don't know why my screen is all messed up, but hey, as they are desperate to start a family, they reveal they will continue their daily lovemaking on the program. It is also revealed they cannot do missionary position because of the elderly man's heart problems. Little TMI there for everybody.
But he can have sex with a 21-year-old.
But apparently his heart condition will not allow him to do missionary. Yes.
Just the thought right now. Anyway.
Yes. The 21-year-old said the men on couples are mostly young. They don't have gray hair or wear glasses, so they don't have a chance with me. Of course we will have sex. Why wouldn't we? I love to get pregnant and give birth to a baby, hopefully. If not on couples, then after we leave the show. Sure. We plan to cuddle and love each other as if we were at home. I really have to prove to people that this is a real thing between he and I, and are not marketing trick like everyone says.
No, it's not a marketing trick at all. I love you, Grandpa. Fuck me. That's how I imagine this going down.
Yeah, right? The pair have also been revealing some of their bedroom secrets, which have to take into account the fact that the Milanko, or whatever the hell his name is, underwent his heart surgery in December. But
What?
the pensioner added, yeah, right? But they had to bear in mind the doctor's orders when they have sex. While many people have been skeptical about the couple's relationship, they've insisted they are happy.
Yeah, this is bullshit.
The gentleman who has 3 children aged 40, 35, and 30 from his first marriage, and 2 grandchildren, 13 and 11.
So basically, she could be his estranged granddaughter, which is sick. Easily. Fucking easily.
Easily. The couple planned to marry at a registry office on September 7th after their local church told them they would not marry couples with an age gap of more than 15 years. I definitely think that's like times 2 or more. So, they're not getting married in their church.
Dude remembers back before they had fucking Social Security cards. Shit. Anyway.
That is it for all the silliness in the news, my friend.
Oh, fucking standing. Well, we do need to end the show. If you missed it, We did have Megan Henry on. She is a skeleton athlete. If you don't know what skeleton is, you need to listen to the podcast. Go over to tinyurl.com/JetsetMeg, M-E-G. That's M-E-G, JetsetMeg. Vote for her right now. If you log in with your Facebook account, you can give her two votes right now. She's in second place. Get her there before April 2nd so she can go on to the semifinals. My mom's going to bed. Good night, love you. Sweet dreams. Everybody says good night. Go follow Megan on Facebook, Twitter, Twatter, Instagram, whatever the fuck you want to call those things. Recoil, do you have anything for our listeners before we get out of here?
Well, if you haven't already, head on over to dvbarracks.com. That's our forum. It gets you off of Facebook and away from the prying eyes of all the people that you were stupid enough to put on your friends list. So you can head over to the forum at dvbarracks.com. You can create an account using either your email or your Facebook login. Once you have an account created, you go to the top right-hand corner of the screen, click on your profile. You can change your picture to any picture you want to use, change your name to any call sign you want to use, and you are free to open up on the forum in anonymity. There's all the typical DV fuckery. Also the even better section where we have the memes that would get us banned if we put them on Facebook. And then there's also my personal favorite section, which is a peer support section. That's brothers and sisters just like you and me, looking out for brothers and sisters just like you and me. So if you want to help out and lend a hand to a brother or sister in need, head on over to dvbarracks.com. One last time, that's dvbarracks.com.
Head over to dvbarracks.com for your DV forum. Go do it right now. Join tonight. Or on the podcast anytime during the day.
Be safe and look out for you. Keep looking out for each other, fuckers.
Right. Oink, any last words for our people?
Nope, I think Recoil covered it all. Thanks for sticking around and listening to us, folks. And thanks for Megan for coming on.
Yes, thank you, Megan. And like I said, go vote for her. Please go vote for her ass right now. Go vote for the midget. I have nothing for you guys except go check out everything on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to us. We're trying our damnedest to get some more shows. We're in the works right now with a few places and people and things that's going on. We got a lot of shit going on. You can ask Oink and Recoil. Holy fucking Christ, I've got a lot of fucking shit going on between DV, radio, and home. And anyway, yeah, for Google, who's not here, DV6, who left early, Recoil, and Oink, I am Bonerwood. You just heard Barracks talk right here on dvradio.net, WDVR. Until next week, Flatsickles. Bye-bye.
Hit us up on Facebook and Twitter.
That's all, folks. Goodbye, motherfucker!
DV Radio. Get the fuck out of here, fuckers. Bye-bye. All right, we're clear.
Alrighty then.
I don't know why I done that. It just felt right.